factor is cleanability. The design, construction, and use of equipment and utensils should preclude the adulteration of food with lubricants, fuel, metal fragments, contaminated water, or any other source of contamination. All of the equipment should be installed and maintained so it facilitates cleaning of the equipment and of all the adjacent spaces, including the floors and underlying drains. Food contact surfaces should be made of acceptable materials that are corrosion resistant and are made of non-toxic materials designed to withstand the environments of their intended use and the action of the food, cleaning compounds, and sanitizing agents. Seams on food contact surfaces should be smoothly bonded and maintained to minimize accumulation of food particles, dirt, organic matter, and other materials to minimize the opportunity for the growth of microorganisms. Non-food contact equipment that's in your food handling environment also needs to be well designed for cleanability. Equipment that is in the manufacturing or food handling area that does not come in contact with food needs to be constructed so that it can maintain a clean condition. Each freezer or cold storage room used to store or hold food needs to be fitted with a thermometer or temperature recording device to show the temperature is accurately maintained within the compartment, and the temperature storage area should be fitted with automatic thermostat controls to maintain the temperature. Instruments and tools used to measure, regulate, or record temperatures, pH, acidity, water activity, or other conditions that control or prevent the growth of undesirable microorganisms need to be accurately calibrated and maintained in an adequate number for their designated uses. This includes having backup thermometers or backup probes in case the main ones are malfunctioning. Holding conveying the manufacturing systems, including gravimetric, pneumatic, and automated systems, need to be designed and constructed to make sure that they can be opened and maintained in a sanitary condition. Compressed air or other gases introduced into the food, such as in packaging or carbonation, or used to clean food contact surfaces, such as with an air compressor, need to be treated in such a way that the food or food contact surfaces are not contaminated, including with unlawful food additives. Now you be the auditor. Do you see an acceptable food conveyance system? All food contact surfaces need to be maintained in a clean, sanitary condition, free from sources of potential contamination such as flaking paint or rust or other broken pieces of metal. So it's very important to regularly inspect your equipment and take it offline if it's in an unsatisfactory condition. Quality control systems are essential to producing a high-quality finished product. You need to use a quality control system to make sure your finished product is suitable for human consumption and that food packaging materials are safe and suitable. You should assign responsibility for sanitation to a designated person, such as the sanitation manager, and take all reasonable precautions to protect food from biological, chemical, and physical hazards. Raw materials should be segregated until they can be inspected and approved, and not allowed to commingle with approved ingredients. You should wash or clean raw materials to remove soils or other contamination before using it. Monitor and approve a water source for the use of washing materials, rinsing, and conveying food, and inspect vehicles and containers carrying raw materials or ingredients, including packaging, to ensure that they have not contributed to contamination or deterioration of food. Raw materials and other ingredients should not have pathogenic microorganisms in unsafe levels, and this should be identified through a letter of guarantee from the supplier, certificate of analysis, or they should be pasteurized or treated during the manufacturing process to reduce microorganisms to an acceptable level. Some products are susceptible to aflatoxin or other natural toxins, and when receiving these products, it must be shown that they are in a safe concentration, through letters of guarantee from the supplier or by lab analysis of incoming ingredients or finished products. Raw materials, work in process, and rework should be stored in appropriate and easy to identify containers to avoid cross-contamination. They should always be stored at appropriate temperatures, and if frozen ingredients need to be thawed, they need to be thawed under controlled conditions. While thawing ingredients, do not allow the condensation or other liquids to drip onto other food, packaging material, or food contact surfaces, and do not allow the temperature to rise into the temperature danger zone of 40 to 140. Product operation should be designed so that the equipment and utensils remain in safe and sanitary condition throughout production. As necessary, maintain temperatures for your potentially hazardous foods or those items that require temperature control for food safety. So keep frozen foods frozen, cold foods cold, and keep hot foods hot. Protect finished product from contamination from both raw and in-process materials, and protect food contact surfaces and food handling areas from contamination from raw product, outside equipment, or any other source. As part of your documentation for daily inspections, you should conduct a daily visual inspection of the equipment and facility after cleaning and before operations. This should be documented as part of a daily operational checklist to show that your equipment was properly cleaned before you began that day's production. It's also important to control physical hazards, whether they're metal pieces such as staples or pieces of machinery, or non-metal pieces such as wood, plastic, or glass. It's important to remember that these physical hazards can cause injury if they're in your product. If you suspect a contamination of a physical hazard, when in doubt, throw it out. What's the best option for foreign material exclusion for your facility? There's several different statistical sampling and industry tested methods. The most common is metal detection or X-ray of product streams, but there's also separation techniques such as magnetic separation, flotation separation, or other density separation techniques. Another way to monitor the quality of your operations is to do environmental monitoring. You can swab your equipment for aerobic plate count or the environment for pathogens or pathogen indicators to validate the effectiveness of your cleaning and sanitation system. You can also test any other items in your facility that are susceptible to microbial or chemical contamination. Distribution control is especially important for temperature-controlled foods, but it's also important to store and transport all finished products in such a way that protects them against physical, chemical, and microbial contamination. Temperature should be maintained in the ideal storage conditions for the product, and the vehicle should be properly cleaned and sanitized before accepting a load. All surfaces in contact with the food product should be clean and sanitized, including pallets, forklifts, hand trucks, conveyors, loading docks, and any other loading and securing equipment. Quality control systems are essential to producing a high-quality finished product. You need to use a quality control system to make sure your finished product is suitable for human consumption